Hello, everybody. What's up, Dio? Hope you're doing well. I was just chilling listening to the music. That's the whole reason I wasn't using my mic. Hello, everybody. I hope you're doing well. It's currently 5 o'clock. It is Saturday. A new week begins. When does a new begin? Wow. When does a new week begin for you guys? Is it like does your weekday start on Monday? I believe it should start on Monday because that gives that gives the impression that all work and everything is next week, even on Sunday. You don't have to worry about it until Monday, right? But I know a lot of people separate it by like Monday, Saturday, Sunday, but nah, I don't really believe in that. Anyways, let's head over here and get started with our warm up. I decided to leave our little sticky note from yesterday. Yeah, like I said, whoever's paying attention to stream chat, I am tired. I have been coding all day. Some of it good coding, some of it, and by good coding I mean like the stuff that I'm willing to do, and others just solving problems that I'd rather not. Doing chores and all that, planning some graduation stuff. I probably won't be streaming for spring break. I'll be busy. Life's getting bumpy once again. We could never be in a period where we're not too turbulent, but we'll never make excuses, and we'll always remember to draw the things that we love. Once again, I'd like to hope you're all having a good day. I feel like life gets absurdly busy at this period of the year, from like Christmas to I need a dust. Yikes. Christmas to like May. Everything is just chaos. And then I feel like weirdly enough, around July starts settling down again. I'm kind of upset because I really wanted to stream during spring break. I mean, we didn't stream for like 2 weeks when I was studying abroad, which I'm already peeved about. I like to stream for about 40 hours a month-ish. So yeah. And that's the end of that thought, I guess. Kind of struck for words today. Very out of it. Brains all over the place from school and all that stuff. Slash Cut and Serpent were kind enough. I've been, prodding and poking and prodding my brain around for how we think about White Ibis. Their input has been helpful. I'm going to continue thinking about that. In my thing, I kind of phrased White Ibis more as a like a standard of practice rather than a tool, which I think I should clarify. That's what kind of what Serpent made me realize is I don't think, and maybe in retrospect, maybe I didn't imply this the wrong way or think about it the wrong way. Ibis shouldn't be like a you need to do this every day, but more as like if you're stuck, you don't know what to draw. It's a tool, so it's not a one-time use, but there's a specific instance when you should deploy it, because otherwise, yeah, there is that fear of stagnation. But also, like, what is stagnation? And I know that's a very, very philosophical. We're like, but what is this? And that's why I need to watch the video that Serpent linked. Because there's this one video which, man, I think hits home in such a great way that Zapata sent is like, at some point, how much improvement do you need? Like, at what point do you just have fun and do the things that you want? And this isn't saying that fun and enjoyable things are mutually exclusive from things that make you improve. In fact, that's why I tout White Ibis, because I don't think White Ibis is something that, when I say draw every day, that's probably not a good way of phrasing or drawing the same thing over and over. It's a White Ibis is a vessel to do difficult things. So I would say it's quite antithetical to stagnation. It's just something to make it a little bit more comfortable, right? Like, sure, you can start training pull-ups day one, But I don't know. I don't personally like gloves, gym gloves. I know some people who do. That make your life easier, right? Because then it won't make you struggle with grip as much. Sure, if you didn't use the gloves, then you'd be training grip strength and all that, or like making your hands rougher, your calluses stronger. I don't know. Um, and there's some to be said for that. But if you're a person who struggles going to the gym in the first place, then you definitely don't need to worry about that. Which is also in Struthless's video, he quotes Casey Neistat, it took me a while to find the original video because I want to reference it in my little philosophy blog post that I've been working on. Welcome back. But his whole, philosophy is you could do 10 things 10% well or one thing 100%, right? Which is a trend I still see basically every hobby and field that I've been a part of, but also specifically in fields with creatives, because there's these beginners, including myself, who like want to pick up all these things at once. Eye for an eye makes the whole world go blind. I don't worry, I still got it. In fact, I would have read past it if you didn't mention it. But yeah, I've been I guess defensive. I don't know if there's a better word for it. Um did Gandhi make that quote? Sounds like a Gandhi thing. Uh Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm defensive to the word stagnation or not. Whether it's because I am stagnating in this, but or like I've seen it used in like the manosphere, right? The toxic portion of the self-help community. Where they're like, you're stagnating if you aren't doing these things, or like this constant striving towards improvement, which is good. I think it's always a wonderful thing, and if not the thing, eudaimonia, to pursue improvement of oneself for the sake of human flourishing, right? Um, but then it gets to like that toxic optimization part, which I've personally experienced, where I would like time how long, like I would cut things out of my day, hanging out with people, stuff like that, for the sake of optimization to get better grades or something like that. And so like if the state things you're taking to no longer stagnate art, to avoid stagnation, are making you hate art or making your life worse, which can be hard to see, then you shouldn't do them. Because then, if the end is to, well, if the end is to improve at art, which I think is a very qualitative standard, because like who decides what's better at art, then sure, that works. But if your goal is to enjoy art, but then when you make the ends enjoy art, then people get afraid that that means stagnate. Or not really that means, but you're prone to stagnation because you're not um giving yourself any criteria in that definition, in that end. Oof. Ghosting a little bit too fast, I think. Not my best warm up. Thanks. Do you have an alarm with the timer ends? Because it ended now. Not really, because like it doesn't really matter when it ends or anything. It's just kind of there to help us gauge how much time has passed. It's not a hard requirement. So if I look over and it says 0, then I'm like, okay, this time's passed. If I look over there and it doesn't, then I'm like, okay, we could spend more time. It's a minimum. If that makes sense. Speaking of it ended now, we just finished our last plane. So perfect timing. We're gonna head over, do our 2 minutes of ads. You know the drill. Go off, spend the time, get a drink of water, chill out for a second, ready yourself to draw or do whatever you aim to do in this hour. And we'll be back, like I said, in 2 minutes. I always repeat myself like 8 times. Okay, you're back. I just repeated myself again. We are back. Cool. We're gonna probably run out of Freerun songs soon. I don't know. Maybe we'll do Sky then. Some Sky music after this. I think that's a good idea. Cool. Let's head over here. So today we set our new timer. We will be doing the ortho for our tape dispenser. However, I just realized there is one more issue we need to discuss, and that is the issue of the thickness of the plastic of the tape measure. How do we deal with that? Because we could be cheeky and just make it one plane, which I would really like to do. But I don't feel like that's sufficient. However, it is incredibly small. Like, probably less than an 100, or maybe around 128th in our ortho. Let's see if it's 4/8, or sorry, 4 inches total. What is 4 inches divided by 128? That's a 16th? Am I stupid? Or is that a 32nd? That's a 32nd. Wait a second. Okay, that's doable, because we already have a 32nd on our page, I believe. The hard part about adding a thickness though. Let's not get too carried away with, um, man. Okay, that seems a lot more reasonable. Uh, Wait, no, I said it was 128th. So that means it's a 32nd of an inch, not a 32nd of the page. Dang. So maybe it's not that easy. Um, I got so hyped. I was like, wow, it works. No, no. We were. Oh yeah, and that makes sense because it's just 32 times 4 is 128. Right? Yes. Yeah. uh, because we already have a 30-second over here. I would not like to divvy it up to 64, 128, so 2 more times. Just to hit that. Because I think that's a bit absurd. And it'll be extremely small on the page. To the point where it's negligible. But it's still something we ought to consider, right? And we also have to consider the overhang right here, which looks like I started kind of investigating it. For this little overhang that's right here. See that? That would be probably halfway through here. So that would go to a 30-second. And let's see, that'd be 10 30-seconds, 11 30-seconds right here. And then we'd put it in the middle here. Does that even intersect though? Oh yeah, it's not guaranteed to intersect. My day's going okay. Like I said earlier, I've been coding all day, so I'm quite tired. All that stuff. Headaches and all that. What's up, Kat? How's it going? Yeah, it's been a busy day, a rough day. I would love to spend my weekends not doing work. Which is a weird thing to say. Go to sleep. It is 5 p.m. So we have more time in the day, and plus I love drawing. I think today would be much worse if I coded all day and then just went to sleep. The ability to draw and enjoy myself and hang out with you guys, I think is a gift. It's definitely a better part of my day. Just started the cylinders and the boxes. Oh yeah, I forgot to leave some comments on your recent cylinders. As a quick, actually no, I'll save that for a formal like write up. But best of luck. There's quite a learning curve there. Make sure to give them a lot of time. All that good stuff. You are capable. Just get ready and really focus on your ellipses. The box being square, I'd say the hardest parts are the box actually being square. And then the ellipses being correct in perspective. How do we do the thickness here? Oh yeah, and also this. We could just pick an arbitrary point, which I'm kind of for. So let's just pick an arbitrary point. Yeah. Where's my pins? So yeah, we're going to just pick an arbitrary point on there. What does that mean for us? If it's an arbitrary point, that will be like right here-ish. That means we either project it. Yeah, because if it's an arbitrary point on an axis made in depth, then we just have to project it. So that's sucky, but whatever. What did you spend your time drawing earlier today, Kat, if I may ask? Okay, let's think through it. If we chose to do an arbitrary thickness, warm-ups? Well, I don't mean to shoot you down, but warm-ups are not like your classical 50%. Hey, good on you for warming up. That's great. I think that is definitely a great way of getting over the hurdle of wanting to draw but not knowing what to do. It gets you warmed up per se. Or was your comment earlier not about 50%? It was just in general, like working on my drawbox assignments. My as in yours. Thickness, thickness, thickness. Yeah, if we chose an arbitrary one, we would kind of be doing guessing along the entire edge. I say here, how about this? We draw it normally first, and then we worry about adding thickness if we really want to. Ah, gotcha. Alrighty, let's start that ortho. Because I think we have everything solved. Ish. This looks cool to me. It's just like all this working stuff out. The brain's running. Not that hard, but it's running. It's trying its best. It's running hard actually. That doesn't mean it's doing much though. But it's going. Alrighty. So yeah, we know it's a 4 to 3 to 1 ratio. So we'll just do stuff that helps those. But that also means we have to decide how we want to go about this. Studying part is so boring. In order to be doing something else, I have to force myself to do it. So when you said, should I draw earlier? I feel like that next time be like, should I work on drawbox earlier? Because I feel like there's not there is a differentiation between like, should I draw for the sake of play / fun / whatever, or should I do assignments, right? That's why I like, I don't know. Now would my answer change? Do I think you should draw regardless? Yes, but like, I don't know. If I was struggling to do drawbox assignments, then I'd just go do 50%, right? Because like, I'm under the philosophy that improvement's important, but if it's at, like I said earlier, this string, this is actually perfect. If it's at the detriment of me enjoying art, then I'll take a step back a bit, reevaluate things, and figure out why I'm having such a hard time making the hard decisions of choosing to draw and such. Alrighty, so let's do a little bit of math. Because we want to draw as large as possible. Now, this isn't to say that I'm glossing over the ideas. Why did I get another one? Oh, here's gloss over the idea that hard things inevitably have that friction, and so we'll just never decide to do the hard things. No, that's naive. I've already repeated myself so many times. The end goal in art is to enjoy drawing. We will need to improve as part of that. Improving is a means to part of the end right there. It's a necessary but not necessarily a sufficient condition, I think. Do you have to improve to enjoy it? I guess not. But I got them done, so I feel good about it. Awesome. So yeah, we could instantly scale these up to whatever we want, but we need to leave enough room on the page for everything. We will have orthos of certain sizes. Thankfully, these are very skinny, so they can fit on the page rather easily. So our largest will be the 4x3. If we do 4 becomes 6, which is a 3/2 ratio, right? That becomes 12/2, yeah. Then that's 9/2. Ooh. Or that'd be, yeah, 9/2. Okay, no one. We need to choose a common. If we multiply 3 by 2, that makes 4/8. but that's 8 by 6. That'll take up most of the page. So no. So it has to be less than 2. Common. If 4 becomes 5. That's just 5/4, yeah. 3 times 5/4 is, yeah, 15/4. That won't work. 6/4 was the 3/2 that we talked about, so we'd have to go smaller. Unless we start with 3 and then see if we can multiply up. Maybe that'll give us a better number. Actually, wait. 15/4. That is 3.2. 12. Oh, that's yeah, 3.75, 3 3/4. Very dramatic music with that revelation. 3 3/4 is acceptable, but then that makes our 1 very strange. That makes our 1 1.25. And will that all fit in the page? Let's see. We have 5. Oh yeah, that'll definitely. We could probably go up to the 6th. 3/2. Oh wait! I'm tripping. This is stupid. Yeah, so 3 that's 9/2. 9/2 is 4.5. 3/2 that's 1.5. So it makes us 6 by 4.5. And then we'll yeah. Because then 6 was 2. And the longest, that's fine. We make it a little bit cramped over here. Or on this one. That's 6. Bah. Yeah, we're fine. We're chilling. Let's do the 6th. So that's 6, 4.5, 1.5. Cool. We're stressing over nothing. So this side's going to be the 4.5. Kat, you only watched a couple episodes of Free Run, right? If Kat's still here, I don't know. You stopped at episode 6. I feel like that's just where it gets good. I can't remember though. My phone is lagging. I gotcha. No, don't worry. There is no fault of your own. For like, take as long as you want, or don't respond if you want. That's totally fine. There's no expectation of that. Yeah, let me see what episode 6 is. Oh, really? No, not hating on you, of course. Like, do your thing. If you're not totally jiving with Free Run, that's totally fine. But on the Stark episode, I'm a fanboy for that one, especially with how they drew. I won't spoil it. The main thing of that episode. Also, I'm not sure if Dio is still here or Dio watches anime. But in Frieren, which is my favorite anime of all time, they name the characters off of like random things in German. I wouldn't say they're totally random because like Stark, He is the front runner of the company, of the group, and he is strong, so Stark. Fern, my only assumption is, and I mean Fern doesn't really need a translation. She like grew up, right, uh, along Frieren and Heiter, so that's my assumption with that one. You forgot most of the plot. I would always recommend a second watch, but if yeah, once again, if it's not your thing. Oh, and like I could tell the next Frieren season 2's out or coming out, and I could tell the next episode's gonna be amazing. Same thing with JJK. Um, I've heard that the next episode coming out for JJK is gonna be pretty freaking fun. So we're eating good right now. We had a bit of a pause with the recap episode and the free run, taking a break for the Olympics. We're back. We're better than ever. Get hyped. Let's see if we go here. That's 4.5. True. If we go here, we need to go over 4.5. Hey, do your thing. You got priorities. Am I tripping? Double ruler's crazy, I know, but just hear me out. Oh, this isn't even 4.5. I'm glad I double checked. There we go. I mean, I don't mean this in a mean way, but if like, actually no, because like I take breaks from things that I like. Doesn't mean I'm like not interested in it. But I also feel like fake fan is too harsh. You've liked what you've watched. You're clearly a fan. I love the Amazing Digital Circus, but I stopped watching it for a bit because I wanted to be in a position where I could actually enjoy the episodes because I was like stressed. I was tired. I felt like if I watched it then, I wouldn't have enjoyed it as much. I took a break from One Piece, but that was just because I wasn't liking it. Still a fan of One Piece, even though the recent episodes weren't impressing me because it's so long. I could definitely understand the burnout with One Piece after a while. That's totally understandable. And plus, you were at what, like Dressrosa and like Zoe, so it's totally understandable. Like Dressrosa is so long for no reason. Flashback, flashback, flashback. Somewhat mediocre fight scene. Flashback. You're in Wano? Oh, okay. Oh, Wano's long. I mean, Wano's long as well. I don't blame you there either. 3 parts. Once again, kind of needlessly long. That's why I was like, oh, Egghead, come on. Like, please have better pacing. In my opinion, had better pacing than Wano. Um, nice. Yeah, One Piece's pacing, and then the recent music, and then sound effects and some of the editing was really. Shout out to Beastars. I need to. I've only watched a couple episodes of the second season, and now, hey, second season part two's coming out. It was revealed like a few hours, like a day ago, right? 22 hours ago. So get hyped. Dio coming in with a crazy, crazy. I don't know anything about polar bears hunting humans. I've never heard of that. I did recently watch a video on Japan's crow problem, specifically Tokyo's. How they've really just kind of like taken over the city. They're not, and like, are they not like invasive, but they're a menace nonetheless because they keep adapting to like all the stuff that they keep trying to use to get rid of the crows. Now that we're on the topic of anime, yeah, I was kind of hating on One Piece right there. One Piece is okay. They people think they're cute, but they're the apex predator of the world. And when mating season comes around, people in Canada get slaughtered. You're talking too much. You're fine. Um, but like, I would like to double check the statistics on those because, like, yeah, people do think they're cute. I'm a person who thinks they're cute, but I also know how like dangerous they are. Where'd that ink come from? Are those holes? No, I don't know. Whatever. Pandas? No, pandas are like harmless. In fact, pandas are like stupid. Respectfully, pandas have like evolved to eat a nutritionless if that's a word, bamboo. Like there's nothing redeemable about it. Uh they like are notoriously clumsy and they kind of just sit there all day and eat plants. and like and they're like huge. So they need to eat a lot of plants. So if they don't, they can't be huge. However, please feel free to fact check me on any of that. But that's my commoner's understanding of these beasts. I feel that a lot. Hey, well, now that I know about it, I'm gonna be looking for it in your submission to make sure you didn't do any redos, which I know is crazy hypocritical coming from me, but I'm gonna stick to it. It's just because I was a hypocrite doesn't mean you get to be. Plus, I messed up the line extensions in my first set of boxes as well, or cylinders. So don't feel as bad. I was so nervous. I was like, "Oh my god, uncomfortable is gonna make me do redos, a billion cylinder redos." No, he was cool. Yeah, I know. I acknowledge that I'm a hypocrite in that regard. Does that mean you should do it? No. Does it mean I'm gonna let you do it if I get to critique you? No. Yes. What was his name? It's like Chump or something. I can't remember his name. I'm trying to remember his name now. I'm tripping off the beat, kind of. Punch. I think that was his name. Punch. Punch the monkey. Don't punch the monkey. But his name was Punch the monkey. Reminder: do not punch the monkey. Let me take a sip of water real quick. Back to it. You're about to say what Dio is about? Okay, so this is supposed to be 1.5. According to my math, that's usually wrong. So go 1.5. Monkey the person, posted about it in the server. Cat, did you not see it? Punch the monkey. I posted an animation about it. You should know lore wise what Dio is talking about. In fact, I think you reacted to Monkey's post about this. You just react to things and not read them? Here we go. When Dio first joined the streams, I thought Dio was the Drawbox Dio, and I was like fangirling. I was like, what? The Dio? Which, hey, Dio's still cool. The non-Drawbox Dio. But, oh my god. If Drawbox Dio joined our streams, I would be freaking out. I mean, freaking, when Mikey joined the streams, I was like actually nervous. Are you telling me you do not have respect and honor for the lesson 4 and lesson 5 goat Dio from Drawbox? Cat, we gotta work on your definition of what glazing is. You're incapable of expressing your respect for other people. That's concerning. How will you ever tell people you care about that you appreciate them? When you were younger, did your did were you not like forced to write thank you cards for birthdays or things? Dude, I hated writing thank you cards. Only because I could just text them or like email people and be like, "Hey, thank you for showing up to my party." Or just say it to them verbally. In hindsight, I kind of get why, but I don't know. It's still a pain. Because after like this third card, the third thank you, I'd be like, my hand hurts, tired. One, two, three. Boom. You've never written a thank you card to somebody. Maybe it's a where I'm from thing rather than a common. I'm gonna doubt that. orthos. Crazy to think that we did our mouse ortho on the same page. As the construction itself. Nice. Nice. So we have our side, top, and front views. So let's focus now on. I gotta open up my like little dividing planes cheat sheet. What is this? Oh, okay. Dio, at some point you just gotta decide, hey, I'm going to sleep. I don't know. I'm sorry, I don't know what I can do to quell your boredom. I did. But I mean, not in a mean way. Like I already talked about. No. I talk, but like no one's here, so like it's an unfair question. Like I can't get mad. I mean, people are asking about my day. I can't get mad in the first place, right? I'm very appreciative that people ask about my day. But also like, yeah, you're not here, so that's fine. I can't go to a party. We'll find a creative release for this energy. Draw, make music, cook, clean, listen to music, dance, exercise. You're like, Kavel, this is very weird music to be streaming. Yeah. Cook at 1 a.m. Hey, you said you had energy. What should I cook? Ramen. Do you have are hot pockets a thing? Are those a thing in Germany? Do you have an equivalent to a hot pocket? Bro, cat, a cheeseburger? Who cooks a burger at 1 a.m.? What? We don't have hot pockets in Germany. Do you have an equivalent, like a store equivalent? If you don't know what they are, it's like little microwavable. Then again, this is a very like American thing. It's like a frozen microwavable thing. It's like breaded, and inside it typically like has some kind of meat and cheese inside of it. I'll show a picture of it. Dude, hot pockets while inebriated go hard. Grilled cheese with chips, that's an interesting combo. A grilled cheese at 1 a.m. works, but with chips is a very interesting combo in my opinion. This is a hot pocket. And like the classic pepperoni pizza hot pocket. My mouth is watering. Yeah, that is a hot pocket. That's a hot pocket. How did you not know what a hot pocket was when I first brought it up, Kat? Let's start divvying these into halves and such. And thirds will happen. Because yeah, along this axis we have a 12th, a 6th, 2/3, a half. We have these weird ones which are derived. A 13, a third, a 6th, and 12th. Okay, so we can use the mirroring technique a lot right there. And then for this one, 16th, 8th, 16th, 4th, 16th, 8th, half, 4th, 8th. We'll need some weird ones in here. I split that by a fourth? Why did I say fourth here? Is that crazy? Oh, for the box. Okay, I can believe that. Eat paint? I don't know, man. We're talking about Hot Pockets. What are you talking about? When are we going to see a gaming stream? Dude, you are all over the place. We're here for art. I get that you're bored, but I feel like boredom is quelled not by throwing random conversation topics about, but by sticking to one thing. You're talking about polar bears, freaking Picasso, gaming. Wasn't a dictator, he was a painter. Whoa, what's with this? What's with these claims of a dictator? And I don't know. Yeah, I've never heard rumors of him eating paint. Then again, like, he was a crazy dude. And when was it? Was it like the 60s? When was it the 60s? Or was it like, it had to be post World War II. Oh, 18. Wow. Okay, yeah. 1973 is when he passed away, but his prints were post World War II. Wow. Or pre World War II, sorry. And more interesting question, why does it matter that he ate paint? Why would we bring this up? Not in a weird way. Just like think about it. Is it because we're trying to paint him as this crazed artist who does weird and wacky things? Or maybe he just wanted to create he had an entrepreneurial mindset of creating a edible paint line. Fern's OST, dude. I feel like listening to watching Freerin on my roommate's old TV with those speakers doesn't do it justice. He didn't eat paint. Shame. Did you ask him? No, I'm kidding. I do like the smell of fresh paint and wood. Yes, I agree. Who doesn't, right? When I was younger, I had a habit of sneaking into houses under construction. I love doing it. I love seeing the building get completed over time. And I would like either hop a fence or walk through the straight door. Ooh, yes, fresh wood, like lumber, has a nice earthy aroma. But no, I'd sneak into these houses under construction. You see the wood, the framing go up, and then they'd start maybe moving in like the bathtub or things like that. If they had one, they would do the tiling, and you'd smell the grout and stuff there. Is it legal? I don't know. There was no sign saying don't do it. Actually, sometimes there were, but other times there weren't. Is it illegal to enter a place of construction that has no signage? I don't know. And if it is, I don't care. I'm still doing it. But now, however, you guys, I have to say this because some of YouTube don't, because if it is illegal, don't do it. But also, you could get hurt because it is still a construction site. So be careful. I should say that for the sake of YouTube and for the sake of caring about your guys' safety. Oh, I need to do this. I had way too much caffeine today. I had a Dr. Pepper and a Coke. And that, I don't know why I did that. Oh, yes. Pencils. New pencils. That wood smells also great. Ooh. Why does this not align at all? Probably because I'm crooked. Cool, Cav. Good job. What what encouraged you? What caused you to order a specific brand of pencils from Japan as opposed to a more local one like Staedtler, even though Staedtler's Germany, or like Faber Castell, which like every these are pricier, so I could understand if it was cheaper. But getting something from Japan doesn't sound too cheap. It was a bit lower than I should have done, but whatever. Cool, cool. We're all divvied up now. Let's start with the main one. We need our quarters. 16th, 8th, and all that. So it would be smartest to divvy it up like this. Because then we go down here and then do that and then down here and then that. Got it straight from Walmart. Interesting. We're going to use the mirroring technique for a lot of these. The whole reason I'm doing it over here on this side is because we have a bunch of smaller, more finite measurements. Do I get manicures? Nope. I'm not good about my hands, especially for a person who streams. Gafternoon. What is up, MCal? Do I bite my nails? I do. It's a bad habit. I need to stop doing it. But also, I don't care that much to make a legitimate change in my life to do it. So if it's my vice, so be it. C52. Ooh, very interesting. I've been hearing about this C52 thing. Kat mentioned it. What is it? Actually, don't feel the need to tell me it. I should do my due diligence and look it up myself. From what I understand, Dio, it is a art learning thing. But beyond that, I don't know explicitly what it is. Yes, I saw. I didn't read it fully, though. All I saw you say is it's like Drawbox. I think that's the only part I read. There's our first fourth. We're divvying it up again to get our 16th. That's why I did it right here, so now we could do this. Nice, nice. Dude, I've brought this up several times. Like, do we need half the coding channels? You know? I even like I was like, hey man, let's restructure it. And he changed some of it. But yeah, it is definitely the most verbose server I have. And I think like Drawbox may have more channels, but like they're logically oriented, if that makes sense. I'm pretty sure like we have a couple channels in there with like one thing in it. Like I think he made the motivation channel the other day, and there's like one thing in it. Power to him. Get that motivation. But I feel like I'm talking too much for a song this pretty. Not doing it justice. Can we bring Gregorian chants back, please? It's like a year-long challenge where you're given a prompt that covers many concepts for artists to learn to get good, from fundamentals to painting and so on, progressively increasing as the level as the years goes on. That's very cool. Very neat. I do not have the time for that. That sounds fun, though. I think the next, like, if I'm ever to do a new art challenge beyond promptathons, it will be, chemo, whatever it's called. The one with the acorns. Saying chemo sounds weird because that sounds like the cancer treatment. That's what throws me off a little bit. I will not be doing chemotherapy, everybody. Let's make that clear. Yeah, that seems good. Let's see. We need this 1/8 throughout the entire thing. Oh, I love this song so much. From easy to hardcore, the amount of things draws changes between them. Nice. Prompt every week sounds a bit more manageable, but when it comes to painting, like I don't have the materials for that. But I kind of like it. You know what? This is enticing me more and more because a week sounds doable. I can dedicate a portion of my weekend to that, right? Oh, 50 boxes on easy and 500. Okay, maybe not. Dude, it's not like a do it on the weekend thing. It's a do it throughout the week. Oh my goodness. And that's Wise Cat. Remember, everybody, more courses does not correlate to more skill. More of a burden does not correlate directly. We have a bit of a correlation, but not. We feel about horses. I love horses. If I wasn't so scared of musculature, even though I love muscles. I mean, Taran Fiddler is my #1 favorite artist. Horses are so, like, their skin is so taut, and there's so many like opportunities to like veins and musculature, and they're like the definition of like strength. And I really want to draw like just horses, not even as a character, just horses. Taran Fiddler, Taran space Fiddler. Favorite artist, love the freaking masterful gesture, masterful painting, sketches, everything. I love them. I love them. I love them so much. From creature design to settings, I'm obsessed with them. They're my favorite. I wouldn't wish this upon others as a way to learn. See, this is of course Speed Bullet Run. Yeah, Taran Fiddler. I mean, freaking the very amazing artist in the Drawbox server, Alpha Lion. They're like clearly inspired by them, and I love Alpha Lion's work as well. Is he jacked? I don't know. I don't know like about the artists themselves that much, which is a disservice to how they're my favorite artist. I know some things about them, but the way they draw their characters, who knows? Am I jacked? I would not consider myself jacked. No. I do love the gym. I do appreciate the gym and calisthenics, but I wouldn't consider myself to be a person who is jacked. So I think doing this, that gives us a 4th here, but we want a 3rd. So we don't really need to draw that. But I ought to. Or we could just do this. Yeah. Kavel's super jacked. You can tell he works out. No. I'm not super jacked at all. Kat, you haven't even seen a picture of me. Have you? I don't think so. I would say I'm just, very slightly athletic. Not even athletic, just slightly athletic. Athletic? Physique. I go to the gym. I love going to the gym. And that's enough for me. I didn't just not your face. That sounds crazy. Out of context. I can't remember when. That's believable. Dio, for context, if I ever send pictures of myself to other people, unless I send an actual picture of myself, which if I'm too lazy to do this, I'll Photoshop a bird head on my head. It's a fun little Photoshop exercise. When did I send a picture of myself? I'm forgetting. Or more specifically, when did I send a picture of myself that made me look like as if I have muscles? Who knows? I didn't think I'd be messing with that like high fantasy orchestral in the background for working, but I don't know. This is used as the montage music in Freerun, and I'm messing with it heavy. It's good. Alrighty, so that is half, oh, half, fourth, eighth, 16th. Now we need a 30-second. Ooh, 30 seconds seems quite large. Can't remember how to find it. It's the one we Photoshop with the crow. The grackle. I think you holding a cat. I was holding a cat in one of these pictures. Maybe it was Guino and he was like doing a weird pose. Hmm. I'll check the pets channel in a second because I'm curious. You're right. From have as image. Then we just gotta scroll. Oh, in pets. Let's see if we could find it really quick. It's all just me spamming about Guino. I may have a favorite, I don't know. More about the crows. Man, this guy posts a lot of birds. See if we could find it. Guino, more Guino. Oh, baby Guino. You can see his mic. Can you? Now you can see me. Hello. Oh, it's in the way. Hello. Okay. I'm still looking for this. Oh, someone mentioned to me. Is this the image art discussion? Never mind. That's someone replying to me, probably. We continue the search for Guino. Oh, here we go. Wait, jump. Okay, I didn't okay. I didn't Photoshop my bird head on that. Oh, it's bear responding. I need to mark it as unread so I can read it later. I was looking for the picture that Kat said I Photoshopped my head in. And I found it, but it wasn't the one. So I was curious as to what I sent. Could that have happened after stream? Yeah. Who cares? Let's get back to it. Nice. There's our 30-second. 30 seconds seems way too big. We may have to go down to a 64th, which sounds crazy, but I think that's the way. I think that's the move. Your face revealed. I've been Cat, this has been a bit for a while. We've been doing this. Bear's the one who made the joke that like instead of actually getting a face cam, I can just put like a reflective ruler right here. We've been doing that. You were here for those streams. This is not the the actual DOM cow. Wait. We were talking earlier in the stream about how I thought this was like the real Drawbox Dio. I no, it's fine. MK, we were literally joking that when Dio first joined, I thought this was the Drawbox Dio, and I was so like, "Oh my gosh, it's Dio for lesson 5! Wow!" Oh, what a good coincidence. Okay, let's start mirroring these. Let's see if we had a curve from 1/4 to here, slightly, exactly at the half. So the curve would be like this, and then we went a little bit more. Let's do a 64th. My addiction to extremely small measurements is, if you're not mistaken. Let's get hyped. I didn't draw enough ultra kill last promptathon, so we gotta amend that. Thinking about doing this one, why not? Is there any reason, any good reason that you cannot do this promptathon? Other than time. But then again, you know, what time is better for 50%? It's a challenge. I feel like I could do a really emotional speech with this music about promptathon and doing it. I'm not good at speeches though, so we're not going to do that bit. Never what to do. That's the point. That's the point of being creative. That's how you get better at being creative, is you strain and you stress. That's the point. You think anyone was born coming up with good ideas? No. Some maybe, I don't know, but that's why everyone recommends prompts. Is it forces you to sit there and come up with different solutions. Second movement from Pines of Rome. I'll give that a listen if I can. I'm like, what does this mean? Well, it means anything. There's no rules. You could even like not follow the prompt exactly if you wanted to. It's just to get your brain started, right? So you could use it as like an operational constraint where like I have to draw something that aligns with this prompt. But that's the thing, it forces you to play around. Are we still in the freerun OST? I think we might have left it. Nope. Oh, this is Waltz. Oh, I love this scene. Oh. Sorry. Alrighty, let's start mirroring these. Do we need the 8th over there? I don't think so. I'll avoid drawing it if I can. We only need the 16th. Yeah, we only need the 16th. I have a question, Sir MCal. I'm feeling rather elegant with this music. What classifies a waltz? Because I would say, like, I would hear this, I'm like, yes, this is a waltz. Is there a formal definition? There probably is. Do we need the 4th? We need the 4th. Okay, I think we've looped. That was the last of it all? What a shame. We'll start here. Also, MCal, I'm bothering you right now. I've decided I am bothering you. Do you have a place where I can see? Do you post your 50% or personal artwork that much in the Dropbox? I'm being nosy. I'm just curious. Totally fine if you're like Kavel. Thank you for being interested, but I am not comfortable with sharing my artwork with people, and I would be like, that's totally fine. You, Mr. MCal, Sir MCal. Who invented doors? My mom. Next question. Double checking all these. You saw a cup and said cup me. Next question. Actually, I have a question for you. How do you spell iCup? I don't. Gonna reserve a day to figure out what I want to do with social media for professional versus casual versus art reasons sometimes near the future. Yeah, that's fine. Valid. I wasn't born yesterday. I have no idea how what that means towards your capability to spell iCup. In fact, you not being born yesterday lends towards the credibility that you would be capable of spelling the word iCup. ICUP. Okay. Cat, that's weird. I don't know why you'd bring that up. I'm going to have to ban you for saying something so weird and disgusting. I can't believe you put that in my chat, and bye. But no, I also had the debate MCal about what I'll do with my casual art. It's like I don't have professional art. I'm not doing this as a profession. And I don't want like I don't care for discoverability, and I in fact would like to avoid it. Because that can be really toxic. Like having likes and comments and an algorithm. Now if I did YouTube streaming and stuff professionally, then maybe that would change. But that's why I made my own website, is because like there comes a point where I'm like, eh. Who named a squirrel in German? What is squirrel in German? The only animal that I always remember in German is Schildkröte. Schildkröte, right? Just shield toad. Oof. Eichhörnchen? Eichhör- Do you pronounce the H separately? So you have like Eich and then Hurchen? Eichhörnchen? Okay. A tiny Eichhör. our daily German lesson with our good friend Dio. Sometimes when I'm doing stuff casually, I'll try to like see. It wasn't close. Huge. Okay, thank you for being honest. Oh, that's so good. It wasn't even close as the like, brother, stop trying. Uh That's good. Pronounced the same twice. I see. Maybe. I don't know. What time is it? Okay, we'll finish this lineup here and then call it a day. I'm gonna go get some food. Then maybe either draw or play games tonight. I need a chill evening. Only thing I want to worry about professionally is writing music stuff. I deal with that since I don't have to get nearly as much algorithmic approval. I'm not a pop composer, so this is from concert performer perspective. I see. And hey, don't hate on MCal for being what I would consider concise. Conveyed a lot of stuff in one message. That's what I appreciate about MCal is instead of like having like an interchange of like 5 messages back and forth with me. Tells me what I ought to know. The interesting thing about art websites and professional hosting and stuff like that to me is like my Kavel website, I pay for the domain, I think like $10, $15 a year. Other than that, it's completely free because I used R2 web hosting. So like ideally every artist could be able to do this, have their own nice little personal website. But you need to know how to host a website, right? And how to create one. Thankfully, with the advent of LLMs, which is like such a weird statement to say, thankfully LLMs exist, but it's easier to code now, right? But that could come with vulnerabilities, right? Like someone tries implementing a database, God forbid, and like a login to their personal art website. That's dangerous if you don't know how all that stuff works. With the current state of LLMs, you're like Kavel. No, Kavel actually. GPT 5.2 codex caught this vulnerability inside. It was like I tried using it to code to prompt something the other day, zero shot, and it had a SQL injection in it. So don't give me that. Type a lot and take an idea across possible. Too many messages. The passage remain to this currently. I think that is completely valid. Getting your idea out in full rather than leaving too much room for ambiguity is a good practice. Okay, cool. We're going to call it there, everybody. This is the beginnings of our stapler construction. We're doing a very good job. I'm very happy with this so far. We have a lot to do. This will not be easy, but it will be a journey, and we will learn a lot. So, thank you everybody for joining me. Thank you, MCow, Dio, and Kat. I'm gonna go chill out for the rest of the night. I hope you guys do too. Enjoy your weekend. We'll be back tomorrow and probably streaming most days the upcoming week. People still do get annoyed about that. I've been called pompous when I'm trying to convey my thoughts. I could understand that. Because it's not in the norm, right, to write longer messages. So I guess it's part of it's dealing with vocab as well. But hey, screw those people. So yeah, once again, thank you all for watching, and I can't wait to see you guys tomorrow. Bye for now.